Wasn't sure how I was going to roll out videos regarding the U.S. Under-20s effort in Argentina, but I figured this was a good spot as here on Friday, the United States win their group convincingly, as we like to say, a 9-point window, which you can't do much better than that. And the U.S. even did, well, there's obviously some things they have to work on, but we should all feel better about where they are now than how they started the tournament. A lot of the things that we indicated they would be able to accomplish on the run, on the fly here, with a big roster where we thought they would lean into several players. That's worked. As this tournament goes on, you still need to do that, but you need to focus in on a few guys that are going to hopefully be consistent, rise above, and make the difference here for the U.S. So we're making a quick little video here. We don't know who the U.S. are playing next. We're optimistic about what is going to happen. The tournament group stages haven't completed. I mean, we're early on. This is the first two groups. Several groups have yet to play a third game. We don't know who's going to look all that well, so we can't sit here and tell you that these are the favorites. You know, Argentina, who didn't qualify for this tournament, have won all three games and have done it very convincingly. They have home field advantage. That's a team you will want to avoid. You figure the Brazilians will figure that that's a very difficult group with Nigeria. Maybe the team comes out of there. I would say the country that the U.S. beat to open, Ecuador, be careful with them. You know, that could be a team that could put some results together. By and large, at the under-20s, we don't know. We don't know. These aren't the best under-20s across the board, including the U.S., but it's a tournament, it's a World Cup, and whoever wins, history will look very kindly upon them. So today, here on the Soccer OG, check out the Soccer OG podcast, where all podcasts are available. My guest, Aaron West, CBS Sports Golazo, formerly of Copa 90, had a great conversation with him. Check it out there. More guests and podcasts on the horizon. You can always check out the old library of podcasts as well. There should be something for everyone. And like and subscribe us. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit it. Hit it like you mean it. Thanks for everyone who's checked out the podcast and here. We're getting great feedback. Leave a comment. I love to have discourse with you guys as well. So let's take a look at what the U.S. have been able to do with a 2-0 victory over Slovakia on Friday. This was really impressive. I mean, I watched this game and this was where you're like, whoa, this is they're kicking their backside. And this is a Slovakia team that had to qualify through the most difficult confederation, UEFA. The U.S., in fact, beat teams from South America, CONMEBOL, three different confederations. I don't want to gloss over Oceania because Fiji, I was happy to see them get in there, but they're heading home. Had a really bad result. Was it 9-0 they lost to Ecuador? It's part of the reason why I like those. Not part of the reason, but I get the feeling they're starting to figure things out. The U.S. very fortunate to win that first game with the late goal that would get them all 3 points. So you beat three different confederations. That's always a good sign. And really the highlight of the group stages has to be you didn't concede a goal. And against Ecuador and Slovakia, you should have. I don't think, was it, did Ecuador even get one of these countries didn't even get a shot off. I think it was Ecuador did not get a shot on target. So the U.S. defensively, who played with the back three, they played with the back four against Slovakia. I wonder if they'll stay with the back four heading into the round of 16. You got to play to your strengths. But they didn't allow a goal in group stages. And whether it's the senior team or the under-20s, it's just worth noticing, and I'm sure you do, that this is our identity. We don't give up goals. And we've got to score more goals. We don't. We've got to get more chances. The Slovakia game we did. But regardless of who it is, let it be known, we're not going to give up goals. And we look at the World Cup. We were really good. Just the group stages. Don't forget the Netherlands game, but just the group stages. 1 goal. So in 3 group stage games at the World Cup, the Senior World Cup, 3 group stages at the Under-20s, combined 6 games, the U.S. men have allowed 1 goal. It's pretty good. And that's a trend, and that is, through the coaching staff on down, that is, I think, here to stay, and it's a good thing. It may lead to play that is not going to exhilarate you. it may not put, and I'm talking about the senior team, Gio Reyna, Christian Pulisic in the very best position to score, but we're not going to give up goals. And that's our best bet. It got us through to the knockouts of both. So the back line, Caleb Wiley, who probably more of a winger, technically a left back, Joshua Winder, Brendan Craig, Justin Che. Che played the center of a back three against Fiji, and we don't worry about the Fiji game too much because it was Fiji. All due respect to my Pacific Island subscribers and listeners. This is a lot of different moving pieces there defensively of guys that have been able to come in here and play. Gaga Slonina was the guy. Didn't have to face a ton of shots. Had some good saves against Slovakia. I feel comfortable with him there too. You can see that he's more polished since a year ago. You can see that he's more of a vocal leader. I love it. I mean, he looks like a man back there. He is. These aren't kids. These are young men. And they certainly played that way. So the United States, defensively, they're going to have to remain that way if they want to make a run in this tournament, which I think they can. If they can keep the scores down, and based on what I've seen, they should be able to do that. We do not know who their round of 16 opponent's going to be, but as a result of winning this group, they will play a third-place team from groups A, C, or D, I believe, which should be very favorable. The third-place teams will not be good. You don't want to finish third. Otherwise, it's not like Portugal in the Euros who finished third. They didn't want to do that. That catch lightning in a bottle. So the U.S. have a very good shot to make it to a third straight quarterfinal. That's not good enough, right? It's not good enough. We want to go further. So how do we go further than that? And by the way, that round of 16 game, Tuesday, May the 30th, I think it's 1:30 Eastern time, on FS2 and Telemundo, so check it out. But save yourself for the quarters. They should get through here. I mean, they've gotten better. They've got even the game against Slovakia. They should have had 4 or 5 goals. At least they got one in stoppage time for Nikos Sarikis, and the bench was good. Slovakia got worn out, so that defensively will be a key for the United States to continue on this trajectory. The other key is, I don't want to sound so rudimentary here, but score some goals. And I've seen enough. It's about consistency, right? We have had 3 guys. I think Owen Wolf, I think he's played all 3 games. He's such a good two-way attacking player. He's going to be there. Owen Wolf may, at the end of this, become the most expensive player, the most European-ready player because of what he can do. He's not the most dangerous attacker, but because he can defend, he can support, he can play in the midfield, he can play on the front line, on the wing, he can cross a ball, he can take set pieces if you need him, that Owen Wolf could be a huge beneficiary of this tournament. I know we can rely on him as a consistent player. The other 2, Diego Luna and Cade Cowell, have been fantastic in this competition. We've just got to see more of an all-round game. That's more for Diego Luna, and we've got to see more consistency. We've got to be able to rely on Cade Cowell. We want to rely on Cade Cowell, but we're not there yet. Now, I want to say this really quickly. And I was on Twitter, and I said that this game that Cade Cowell played was one of the more dominant performances by an American attacking player I have seen in years. He was nonstop, and he got a goal, and he's had goals in back-to-back games. He created a lot of chances. He put in some nice balls. He put in a great pass for Diego Luna. There was some criticism of him being a little bit selfish, and I get that. Maybe he should make that pass. But he was creating opportunities. He was busting through defenders at a clip that you just don't see in a major competition. I called him the NorCal Holland, because he was just going deadline, vertical running, and beating guys. It was really, really impressive. The question is, can we rely on him? But let me go back to my previous point. These kids are 20, 21, and on social media anyway, and I know that can't be the place where we get the ultimate report card on these players. Guys already waved the flag. We can't rely on Cade Cowell. We can't rely on Jesus Ferreira. He's gotten too many chances. Both these guys are similar. They create a lot of chances. They miss probably too many. But from time to time, they score. But this thing about just not wiping them away because, for whatever reason, we've already made an opinion on them is outrageous. They're kids. They're young men. They are still growing their game. While Jesus Ferreira may have had some appearances on the national team level, we can't discard him. Is he going to be there for the national team? Probably not, but we don't discard him, especially when we're not scoring goals anywhere. And we certainly don't discard Cade Cowell. I'm a little perturbed by that. We should go, wow, Cade Cowell got it. No, oh, geez, this guy. Can't rely on him. Let's give him a shot. They're in diapers professionally. Let's give them a shot. And they've both shown a good step up in their game. So he might go back to how he was before. But I'm confident in both Luna and Cowell, because I think if those guys between them get a goal in a game, it's going to be probably enough. So Wolf, Cal, and who am I forgetting? Luna, along with the defense that doesn't concede, if that front three can find those moments and maybe someone else with the set piece goal or something, we're going to make a semifinal or maybe better. Be very excited about what we've been able to do. The 9-point window. We'll be back here to get you ready for those games and moving forward. Didn't want to take up too much of your time. But how about these? We've got to do a video on this Greg Berhalter to Swansea possibly. Did you see that? Unbelievable. Can't wait to talk about it. But it's looking very good. That was a refined effort by the U.S. against Slovakia, who I remind you came out of UEFA. And the United States can sit up, watch the rest of the tournament, get ready for Tuesday. That's a nice group of games and play their best 11. Probably narrow the bench. They were economical with their bench in many ways too, by the way. Find that 11 will work. Soccer OG. Check out the Soccer OG podcast where all podcasts are available. Rate and review us here, and we will see you very soon.